Alrighty, Tim. Is the 7800X 3D worth the price for 1440p and above? Or will the GPU bound resolution produce the same results as what you get with a lower end CPU? So in this example here, 7600, 7700. So I touched on this in my 7800X 3D review, and basically, didn't talk about the lower end, more cost effective CPUs so much because there's sort of a disconnect between those two parts. It's kind of like, do you want to, I won't make a car analogy. I hate when people do that. Let's just stick to the thing. Basically, you'd buy the 7800X 3D because you want what we used to say about Intel parts like the 9900K. You want the no compromise gaming experience. You want to ensure that you're getting the absolute maximum performance you can get. And that's why you get that CPU. It's sort of like the 13900K. You do the same there as well. It's generally about the same performance from that CPU. So you buy those flagship high-end gaming, let's say gaming focused, because we're talking about the 7800X 3D CPU, because you want to ensure the maximum performance. You're not so concerned about budget or, am I GPU bound here? Or is the CPU working as hard as it could be? Don't care. I bought that CPU because I want to make sure no matter what game I'm playing, no matter what quality settings I want to play those games at, this thing is making sure that my graphics card can churn out every last frame that it can churn out. When you're buying something like a 7600, which is half the price, mind you, you're not sort of tossing up between, spending, let's say, $250 as opposed to $500. I'm not saying they're the exact prices, but they're two very different price ranges. You're buying a 7600 because you want to get on the AM5 platform and you want just a cost-effective CPU for getting into gaming, and that maybe you'll upgrade to a 3D V-Cache Zen 5 CPU or something. So they're just two very different categories of product for two very different buys, in my opinion. But again, as for the resolution and stuff, it's somewhat irrelevant to me because you either want to ensure maximum performance and you want to make sure you're always getting high refresh rate gaming type experience, or you're like, I play at 4K, as long as I'm getting about 60 FPS, any more than that's a bonus, then 7600 might make sense. But if you're playing at 4K and you've got an expensive monitor and a 4090, you might as well buy the 700X 3D. So I just think they're just too different to be tossing up between. You're building sort of two different PCs. And if you're building the whole PC, does $250 make much difference to the overall cost of the PC?
Yeah.
So anyway, it's a tough one to answer.